All right, guys, we have a squat video for you today. So I have a recording of several variations of the squat, and we're going to go through each one and discuss how they sort of progress, and going to show you a few different ways to modify and progress the squat, and also to check your own form as you're learning. So first, I just want to talk about foot positioning with the squat. So if you notice here, I'm not really getting too far down. My legs are about hip width apart, and I wasn't getting super deep into the squat form. And that's just due to the fact that I'm a little bit limited in my hip joints, and that's just the way I'm put together. So this is the great thing about squats, is that you can vary a lot of the elements of it to fit your body and optimize your performance and your own form, as well as changing that as you maybe work on your mobility and develop strength and neuromuscular control. So I wasn't able to get very far down, so I widen my feet and turn my toes out a tiny bit, and you'll see that I can get a wee bit deeper into my squat, into my hips, if I open them up a little bit. So knees a little wider, knees are lining up with my toes. Everything is a little bit more open. I'm going to show you the same squat from the side so you can see about how far down I'm getting. So knees are sort of parallel to the hips. Maybe the hips are a little bit higher, but the goal is to try and get the hips down. So here is a great way to teach yourself squat form. And Ronan agrees. It's a really great way. So you can grab yourself a dowel, a broomstick, an umbrella, whatever you've got. I am using my foam roller, and you want to make it line up with 3 points: back of your head, back of your shoulders, and then your sacrum. And you want to keep these points in line with the, or in contact, I should say, with the object as you squat down. If you notice anything else coming into contact, or one of those points of contact leaving the surface, you want to adjust your form. So right here, I have the low back too much in contact. I'm getting some flexion in my spine, some forward bending in my spine. So I'm going to fix that and continue on with my squat. There again, I've got the dowel leaving the sacrum and coming in contact with the lumbar spine, indicating that I'm flexing too far forward. Here, I'm overarching my back and losing contact with the upper back, too much thoracic extension here, and losing contact with the dowel at this point. So obviously that's really exaggerated, but just to demonstrate where it can go wrong. And then moving on, we're gonna try a variation of the squat to work on squat depth, where you tap a surface and then rise up. You can start by tapping a higher surface and progress to a little bit lower surface, just to give yourself a target to train towards. And here I'm showing how the movement is initiated with a hip hinge. So the squat is initiated with a hip hinging moment, and then completed by flexing the knees. So here we're going to do a weighted squat, and I want to show you a great way to alleviate pressure on the upper thoracic, or possibly the cervical spine, by engaging your upper traps and creating sort of like a muscular pillow for that heavy bar to rest on. A lot of times I also have laying around here, usually I have a pool noodle that I cut and put as my little bar pad. That makes it a little bit more comfortable as well. I mean, obviously there are ones you can purchase, but that's my dollar store hack. So my key tip here is lifting the elbows a little bit, making sure that you're not lifting them so far that you're overextending your thoracic spine, but lifting them up enough that you're engaging those upper trap muscles and creating like a little bit of a place for that bar to sit. And then lifting the bar, getting your feet in a comfortable position, and starting your squat with a hip hinge and then lowering down as before. Now here, I actually got a little too deep in my squat and you see some, they call it dropping into the bucket. That's actually okay. Yeah, they're way too low. But you'll see at the bottom of my squat, you just get a tiny bit of sacral flexion there. Again, way too low, but just showing that there's a, I'm going to back this up a teeny bit and just show that again. This right there, too low. So right here, good to go. My spine stays nice and in a neutral alignment. And there it starts flexing at the bottom. You can see my pelvis dip under and my tailbone curve down towards the floor. And that's just too low. So if you're finding your spine is rounding out at the bottom, your squat is a little bit too deep. And my point there being that deeper is not always better. A lot of people think that, you know, you've got to get way down in that squat, and that's just not the case. The best thing you can do is perform your squat properly for your anatomy. So record yourself, try the dowel tip, try the bench tap to explore squat depth in a supported and safe way, and record yourself squatting to check your form. And of course, send us your squat form check videos so that we can check it out and cheer you on. Thanks, guys.